Hi, Jonathan. It's Tina. Thank you so much for booking another reading, and thank you so much for your patience. I really appreciate it. I was just going through your email. I've actually read it several times. I read it when you first sent it, and then I just read it a few more times just to make sure I wanted to cover everything that you wanted to talk about. First of all, you don't have to apologize for being comprehensive at all. That's actually a big help because it helps me kind of specifically address exactly what you want to talk about, and that's great. I have some people that contact me and they try to, just they want me to do like a cold reading. They just say, just tell me about my life, my love life, or something like that. So then it's a little bit difficult to address, any specific questions they may have if they're making me guess. So thank you for not making me guess. I appreciate that. Let me see. There was a couple other things I wanted to talk about here. I'm going to get to all of your questions here. You mentioned that you have Asperger's. I actually have a good friend that also has Asperger's. He's been my friend for about 15 years now, and he's doing great. So don't worry about that either. I know you're not trying to elicit sympathy or anything like that, but I understand kind of what that means. So I just wanted to let you know that as well. Yeah. The situation with your parents, I'm sorry that you're having to deal with that. I did pick up on that last time. It does sound quite stressful, and I'm sorry for that. I wish I could say I didn't understand what that feels like, but I do. And yeah, your friend Kim, I'm sorry about that too. But I'm glad that you recognized what was going on. And we're able to kind of put a halt to it, so that's really good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your questions. Let's see real quick. Okay, so we talked about the tower moment, the big change that's coming in for you. So you want to get a rough estimation of how long it'll be before you start to notice things working out for you. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to try to pull in some energy first on that specific kind of change, okay? Because then that'll help us gauge, I think, where we're at or where you're at, on your path to kind of make these things move forward, okay? So let's talk about Jonathan's tower moment. What is coming in for Jonathan? What changes are coming in for Jonathan, and any indication of when? Okay, Magician is the first card out. I think, Jonathan, that's really good. It's obvious you're putting in a lot of work into this stuff. The Magician is also the first card in the deck. It's not the Fool. It's number one. So it's indicative that this stuff is coming in for you very soon. I think that you're coming to a realization now in your life where you're figuring out the only block here is you, right? So you have the power within you is what the Magician is saying. It's already there, okay? You're already starting to manifest these things. You're dreaming of the life that you want and you're moving towards it. But the thing is, Jonathan, I think really figuring out what you want is going to be key here, okay? Four of Swords reversed. This is coming out of a period of stagnation, okay? When we see this in the upright, this person is stagnant. They're, very silent, not moving forward. See this reverse, that means you're moving forward, okay? So things they're already in the works for you, okay? They're already coming to fruition. Let me see a couple more cards here. Wow, look at that. Ace of Wands. So, that is a brand new beginning, and that's passionate and fiery, okay? Again, you have it in you already. I think, Jonathan, the key here is really figuring out what do you want? What do you want to do, What interests you the most? What are you studying in school? Is that what you want to do for the rest of your life? I think that's super important because as we talk about that, the Three of Pentacles comes up, which does indicate work and career. I think that's super important because you know, we all make the mistake at some point in our lives, most of us anyway, of choosing a career path that maybe seems financially lucrative, right? It's not something we're necessarily very interested in, but it seems like it'll be financially stable, or that's what other people do, so we tend to gravitate towards that, or that's what our parents say we should do, so we end up doing that, right? But are we really truly following our highest good, right? For me, just not to go too much into my story, but, you know, I've worked in corporate America forever. I mean, I started out with the government, the DOD, when I was about 16 years old, and I've not stopped working since. I'm 36 now, so 20 years. I'm now in the corporate, you know, world, publicly traded stuff, but you know, is that really my calling? No. You know, and I think what that ends up doing is when we're not utilizing our highest good, and I know my highest good is helping others, you know. I work as an analyst, but, you know, when I'm sitting there, you know, doing Excel spreadsheets and, you know, analyzing money and all this stuff, I mean, it is what it is. It, you know, pays the bills, I suppose. But is it what I truly want to do? Is it truly what fulfills me? No. You know, it doesn't. So I think that tends to make us feel like you were saying you feel, which is, you know, somewhat repressed, demotivated, you know, like we don't have the real drive or the gusto to get up in the morning, you know, and do this thing that we're so passionate about. You know, it's one of the reasons I got into tarot, because, you know, I'd been doing it, you know, as for fun ever since I was a teenager, but it really gave me, when I started realizing that I was able to really help people work through situations in their life, you know, whether they be love or career, whatever the case may be, that gave me the motivation, the true motivation to get up and get moving, right? To where I wasn't just living this black and white life where it was like, wake up, go to work, come home, clean the house, go to bed, wake up, go to work. You know what I mean? This mundane kind of 9 to 5, stuck in a cubicle lifestyle. Some people do very well in that, you know. I do not. And it's because I didn't feel like I was using my greatest good. I wasn't putting what I could out there in the world. So it's just something to think about, Jonathan. What lights your fire? You know, is it, I mean, you're a gifted writer. That's apparent by your emails. You know, is it communicating with others? Is it, you know, I don't know what your specific skill or talent is, but I just feel like there's something there that you are very interested in. I mean, what do you do, like when you're watching YouTube videos? Are they music videos? Are they cooking videos? Are they, you know, I mean, there's so many different things on YouTube, you know, and I'm just using this as a kind of example. I don't want to get too far off track, but, you know, when you go to look something up, when there's something that you get the thought in your head, like, oh, I really want to find out about this, or I want to watch something about this, what is that? You know, maybe that's your drive. And I think it's about finding what, you know, what that is for you. And then, you know, starting tomorrow, just putting a little bit of work into it, you know, incorporating that thing that you're passionate about into your life, making a plan or trying to figure out how you can make this part of your life in a much bigger way. Okay? So let's keep going here. Wow. Look who jumped out as we were talking about him, the Fool. Okay? So again, extremely indicative of the end of stagnation, a brand new beginning for you, Jonathan. All right? Let's see. He just leaps, you know. He doesn't think twice about it. He jumps right into whatever he's passionate about, whatever he's engaged in. He just goes for it. Okay? And look at that. With that comes, and I'm telling you, Jonathan, you may have a knack for this, especially considering what you've been through, you know, helping others. I feel like, you know, maybe there are folks just like you. I mean, to read your story, to hear it, and like I said, I know you're not trying to elicit sympathy, but to hear your story is incredibly heartbreaking. When I read through it the few times that I did, I just thought to myself, God, you know, the system is truly failing people. If this guy could have been homeless for that long, you know, honestly, you know, um, this is a true travesty. It is of our system, and it's not that we need handouts per se, but recognizing, you know, what that, you know, what Asperger's is, and instead of formulating programs to help people, you know, with this, they, you know, he ends up being homeless for 7 years. I was like, golly, that's just insane to me, you know, insane. Why? You know, why? All right, let's keep going. But anyway, maybe helping people, you know, being generous with your time, money, your writing even. I mean, whatever it is, communicating with others who may be in the same position as you, or you may be something that you've already experienced in life, kind of honing in on the experiences that you already have, I feel like is a strong, it comes across to me strongly that there's a lot of people that could benefit from hearing your story, from hearing your experiences, you know, even if it's just how you went from being homeless to not, you know, to, getting disability, to getting, you know, to getting back on your feet, to getting in school, those types of things, you know, those things can be very inspirational for those who feel like they have no hope, you know. The devil. So it's like you're chained to something. And I really feel, Jonathan, that the only thing holding you back is you're chained to this kind of like toxic way of thinking that maybe when I was just saying what I was saying, you're like, but how do I do that? Or I can't do that. Who wants to hear my story? You know, it almost feels like the negative thinking is what is pulling you back in, you know, with that devil card there. I'm going to adjust this down just a little tiny bit. But I feel like that would really be the only thing holding you back, Jonathan, is just a negative way of thinking, okay? It's about finding what you're truly passionate about, taking the next step. And the next step is literally tonight, tomorrow, you know, whenever you, I mean, today is the day, you know, there's nothing stopping you from starting a blog, from, you know, volunteering or signing up to volunteer for whatever feels like would be good for you, whatever would make your heart happy, you know, that's what you need to do. I mean, that's what you have here. You have the power to create this right now, you know, to start today. See, you're feeling held back, restrained, okay? The Eight of Swords. Like you can't move forward. Again, I feel like it's just like you've got this thought of like, but I don't know how. I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know how to get out of this rut that I'm in right now. You know, it feels impossible to you. Yeah, and it's sad too because again, you are very much holding on to the past, a lot of past pain, a lot of past hurt with the Five of Cups there. Kind of, you know, he's only thinking about the past and what has been lost here, okay? Little does he care to see that if he just turn around and face the sun, there's two full cups right here ready for him to pick up and take, you know? All right? So with regard to time, Jonathan, it's difficult to predict it in tarot, but what I can tell you is that if you're waiting for someone to come in and kind of save the day, the time will be never. You know, it is up to you to take this energy that you have in your own hands and move forward with it. Because honestly and truly, I mean, I think, and I'm guilty of this myself, you know, we kind of hope and depend or hope and, you know, really kind of look for other people to bring us up into the light, you know, when in actuality, you know, that's really never going to happen if we wait and wait and wait on other people. And I do this as well. You know, I look for happiness within other people. I look for support. We're human, right? We depend on others, you know, for emotional support. You know, we expect, you know, that what we would give out is what they're going to give back to us. But to be honest with you, there's nobody on this earth that can make these things happen except for you, you know? And once you start to make those things happen, Jonathan, that's when things come to you, like the magician, okay? So you pick up the magic wand, you put the things into action, you know, And that's when you attract all of these other beautiful things that are coming your way. All right? And I don't mean to sound negative in that at all, but if I had waited for somebody to support me to start the YouTube channel, it never would have started. You know? I'm just saying. I mean, my friends, you know, a lot of people, you know how this goes with what I do. It's like, you know, it can be controversial. Okay, so it's not something that a lot of people would support, or, you know, and I didn't really care about that because I just don't care about what other people think, really. But if I had waited for the perfect time, like if I had waited until I had emotional support or somebody in my life that was a, you know, good friend or you know, a boyfriend or whatever, then I would have never started it, you know, because that was over a year ago, and I'd still be waiting, you know. So you have to take those things into your own hands, is what I'm trying to say here, and get started on your own. And you can start today, honestly. I'm just reading your email again because I want to make sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're talking about, you know, I'm sorry, I'm just, like I said, I want to make sure any type of questions here are addressed. I don't see any other specific questions here. So what I want to do is just kind of pull some more cards. I want to pull another spread. I'm going to use my After Tarot. I want to pull some oracle cards for you. But, you know, I also, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. It's not going very well for me. Let's see here. All right. Well, I mean, you say right here in your email, I'm waiting on passionate messages. They're here, Jonathan. They're right here. This is it. You know, this is your passionate message. You know, you have the tools. I mean, this is a beautiful reading at your disposal. It's about trying to overcome and rid yourself of the toxicity, okay, of the negative thinking, because that is what truly brings us to the place of despair. And the symptoms, you know, that you were describing, depression, you know, feeling anxious, you know, not depression, I don't know if it's diagnosed depression, but do you know what I mean? Feeling depressed, feeling a lack of drive, a lack of passion, being in physical pain, all of those kind of, I think, derive back to, you know, our thought process in a lot of ways. Now, I'm not saying that ailments obviously can't cause physical pain. They can. I'm no doctor, okay? Just put that out there. But what I'm saying is that when we get ourselves in this negative mindset, in this spiral of negative thinking, that absolutely has a detrimental effect on our body. I know for me, when I've gone through periods of depression in my life, it manifests usually in, you know, back pain or stomach aches, stomach problems, things like that. So, and when I get out of it, I notice that those things kind of dissipate, really, you know. So let's get into another spread here. I want to find out a little bit more about, like, just other messages that are going to come in for you. So I feel like you're one of the most important people I've read for, and trust me, I don't say that really to anybody, but I just feel like there's something magical about you. You know, there's something special that you're harboring and that you're keeping within you that really the world would benefit from you sharing, should you choose so, and even more so, I believe you would benefit, you know, from that as well. Okay, Jonathan, please. Sorry, my camera's going to sleep there. Okay. Again, like I was saying, you have the Knight of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. This is all about charging into something, getting the motivation, okay? But I see what's going on here as far as the lack of that. I understand the situation, again, with your parents. It can be, I'm not trying to figure out the word I'm trying to look for. It's not hostile, but tumultuous, okay? And it is draining on you. I do see that here, Queen of Swords reversed. She can be pretty nasty. You know, Knight of Pentacles reversed. You want to move forward, you know, but it's either being unsure how to move forward and being resistant to change as well. Jonathan, with Death reversed. The good news is, you know, there is an ending to a cycle of betrayal here with the Ten of Swords, okay? This is completion. And swords are something that are usually verbal and they're very cutting, okay? So it can be, you know, it feels like you're coming out of this sense of being hurt by words. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I hope it does. I hope I'm being descriptive enough here. But it's like words are very important to you, and I feel that the words that people say, you're very attentive to every single syllable that comes out of someone's mouth. And you pay attention very closely to what people are saying. And I think that you pick up on other things that most people would not necessarily pick up on because you are so attentive, you know, to how people communicate. All right. It seems that, you know, there's a sensitivity to, how do you say this? Someone being either insensitive or, you know, over, what's the word I'm looking for? Why can't I speak? To someone being using overly powerful words in a detrimental manner, okay? You're very sensitive to that. Now, I see here you've got the Hierophant reversed with the Two of Pentacles. It's almost like, again, you know, we go back to school, and I'm really happy you're going back to school because, again, this cannot harm you. You know, this is a good thing. In any aspect, education is always a good thing, you know. But what I'm seeing here is that with the Two of Pentacles here, perhaps there's a decision to be made with regard to your studies. I sense just this, like, this kind of dread about it, and I just want you to be 100% sure, well, nobody can ever be 100% sure, but 99% sure that what you are engaging in with regard to your studies is what you are truly interested in, something that is truly fascinating to you, that you are going to want to be a part of as part of your life's journey, okay? If you are not, you know, it might be time to start looking at other degrees, even if they're kind of outside of the norm. You know, maybe that's because you're not a cookie cutter type of person, you know, and that's totally okay. You know, there are cookie cutter people that are completely fine with conforming with the rules of the box, you know, the cubicle rules. And there are people that, are colorful and vibrant and think outside of that box and carve their own path. And if you choose the latter, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to major in, I don't know, chemistry if that's something you find absolutely boring. If you, I know when I was younger, one of the things, there's only like 10 schools in the whole world that offer the degree, and they're all Ivy League. I don't think I would qualify, but paranormal psychology, like there's a degree for that, and I thought, gosh, how fascinating that would be, as someone who does what I do and has had this my whole life, and my family, it's inherited. Like, how cool would that be, even though it's totally outside of the box? What are you going to do with that degree? Well, there's plenty of people that work in the field, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's like some people, you would tell people what you're studying, and they're like, really? But it's who you are. It's what truly motivates you. It's what, that's what I'm concerned with here. I want to be sure that you are in a course of study that absolutely thrills you, that is fascinating to you, because if you engage in that, not only do I think will you be more successful in school, I believe that you will be more successful, in life. If you get a degree in something that you're not interested in, it just sits there and goes to waste. And there's millions of people that have those. Trust me. All right. The last thing that is coming in here is the desire for, romantic partnership here. I don't know, if this is Natalia, but it's the Two of Cups, Page of Wands reversed. Again, waiting for a message from someone who you very much love, okay? So we can talk about her as well. I'm going to pull her out over here. And if this is not her, then it could just be the overwhelming desire to have a connection with someone else, whether that be romantic or just honestly a spiritually, deep connection, a very deep connection. I feel like it's her, though, because there's the cat. I don't know. So we'll talk about this too, okay? But I kind of want to talk about this because this is coming into me very much as school and home life with these cards here, okay? So, Queen of Swords reversed. Clarification, please. Queen of Swords reversed. See, I see this as being, you got the Five of Swords reversed. I feel like this issue is coming to an end. I can't say what's going to stop this kind of negative energy or negative impact that this communication is having on you with regard to home and family. But I do feel like it lightens up for you quite a bit, okay? I really do. And see, look, there's our Ace of Wands again. See, there's a new beginning. And I feel like once that lets up for you, that kind of strain and stress of that communication lets up for you, then I think that's when you really start to get moving, okay? Not saying you shouldn't get moving now, because you should. And by moving, I mean, figuring out what your purpose is and going for it. But I feel like there's the impact of kind of dealing with overbearingness is weighing on you. All right, Knight of Pentacles reversed. See the Lovers reversed. Again, you're having difficulty making a decision, and that comes through here with the Lovers reversed and the Two of Pentacles, okay? There's a big choice you need to make here. What might that be? Okay, Three of Cups reversed. Again, I don't know who... Three of Cups can be symbolic of friends or people around you. It can also be symbolic of celebrations and joyous events, things like that. It could be that you're choosing not to move forward into social circles, which could be holding you back as well, because you could feel isolated, because of that, all right? Death reversed can be indicative of a fear of rejection, which alludes to hesitancy to change. Let's see. But again, we've got her again, you know. It's this Queen of Swords reverse. She comes in a lot, you know. If anybody is telling you, Jonathan, that you cannot do something different or that you cannot change, they're wrong. There it is again, okay? So it pops it in the bottom there to talk to you. Change is absolutely in your cards. It's on the horizon for you, you know? I want you to be sure that there's not somebody telling you with this Queen of Swords reverse that you cannot make changes or that you can't do something that you want to do, because that's not correct, okay? Let's a couple more cards here. See, you're waiting for this kind of cycle to end before you move forward with the Knight of Wands reversed, okay? Let me see real quick. Yep, still waiting, you know, trying to figure out what path to take, okay? All right. Why is the Hierophant reversed? Because you're destined for greatness. Again, Jonathan, it's like you don't have to fit inside of a box, okay? You don't have to conform to anybody else's, you know, beliefs or the way they think that you should do things. You know, this is the universe telling you everything. You are a star in this universe. You know, you shine brightly. You do. You know, you have a special gift that you can offer to others. And it's something that I feel like you should share, you know, giving back to other people, I think really is going to be the biggest payoff for you, because at the end of the day, you know that you've done your best to help as many people as you can, right? And that's such a fulfilling, fulfilling feeling, you know, of doing your greatest good, you know, and trying just to do the best you can for the universe to put so much good out there. You have the Chariot, you know, this indicates moving forward positively, but it also indicates travel for you, Jonathan. I do see that coming up for you, okay? There's another card here that indicates travel. You know, if it's not travel, again, moving forward figuratively in life, you know, taking the steps we need to take, that we're guided to take with the star. And that's 3 majors there when we talk about school. You know, maybe you like astrology or astronomy, you know, like, I don't know, you know, I'm trying to figure it out for you, but you have to figure this out. But it's like, there's something moving forward here that you're being destined to do, you know, with the Star and the Chariot and the Hierophant reversed. It's like, you don't fit inside this mold, but you have to know that that's okay. You know, it is okay. You're very different, and that is fine. That's what we need. That's what the world needs. You know, we don't need any more cookie cutter people. You know, we need people that want to make changes, better, positive changes for the world. You know, 2 of Pentacles. What are you juggling or struggling with? Ace of Cups. What else? Yeah. You're struggling. It's like you're juggling between this new beginning that's emotionally fulfilling to you and your home and family. I just feel like, I don't mean to, like, in any way speak negatively of your home life, but it just specifically speaks to that there's a feeling of being held down. Like, this Ace of Cups is here, this emotionally fulfilling new beginning, right? Abundance, there's all this stuff here right here for you. And you're tossed up between, you're trying to, you know, juggle between this sense of moving forward into this new beginning, and then the 4 of Wands, which is indicative. This is the card of home and family, and it is reversed. You know, you're juggling between these 2 things. Like, if you move forward in a different way or do something differently, I feel like it'll be upsetting, and you don't want to upset the balance, the delicate balance of home and family, because it's very, you know, it's shaky. The foundation is shaky. You know, you're trying to keep and maintain that balance. Let's do this. I'm going to pull some cards on these 2, which is the 2 of Cups reversed and the Page of Wands reversed, okay? Let's see. Wow, Jonathan. Look at that. I can't make this stuff up, you know. You have the Magician, the Two of Cups, all right? Again, manifesting this supportive love, believing that you deserve it, I think is going to be key here as well. But truly welcoming it into your life. And this doesn't have to be romantic. We could be touching on a lot of things here. I just think it's a general lack of support. You felt so comfortable with, was it Natalia? I can't remember. So you felt so comfortable because you felt accepted, right? And that's what you're looking for here is acceptance, support, somebody that truly understands you. And every human is looking for that. You know, you are no different. But you're manifesting this in your life right now. I mean, you just have to believe that you're worthy of it, and it's coming to you, and it will, okay? It is. Let me see real quick. I can't say for certain that she's returning. See, you still got the Devil. I'm going to move this a little bit. Sorry, you're going to see my leg there for a second. Still the Devil. It's like you're chained. You're chained to that toxic energy, and once you get rid of it and start believing that you actually, you know, deserve this stuff, it's going to come to you, okay? Let's see one more on this one. See, look, there it comes, and that's twice, Knight of Swords, okay? Knight of Swords crowns your reading, and you have Knight of Swords moving forward passionately. This guy does not wait. There's something coming in for you once you break free from this devil, the chains that you are tied to. And I do believe, Jonathan, in your situation, it just feels like it's a negative mindset, you know? It is. Once you believe you deserve love, and you can start attracting it fully, you know? It's there for you. All right. Page of Wands reversed. Waiting on a message. Excuse me. Two came out. Okay. So what we're waiting on is this passionate message of reconciliation or apology or whatever the case may be. You want somebody to come rushing back in. You want everything to be the way that it was before, you know, and, you know, you're feeling very defeated with Strength reversed without that, okay? The thing is, Jonathan, there is something coming in for you, but it comes in as rather, instead of the Page of Wands, as the Page of Pentacles, okay? Pentacles are a much more grounded, slower moving, earthy energy, okay? So whereas this Page of Wands is fire, 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 okay? This is Page of Pentacles. This is something that is organic and that builds naturally. Like Page of Wands wants things overnight, wants things to come in with, you know, in a ball of fire, you know, and just cut through the air. And it's obviously not been the way, you know, things have panned out. But that's probably a very good thing here, because there is something coming in for you, and I feel strongly this develops from a friendship, a very deep friendship, okay? That is so supportive and so meticulously built from the ground up, right? It doesn't come in and, you know, cause chaos and then leave in a flash, or it doesn't come in, you know, borrow money and then leave in a flash. This is not that kind of friendship that's coming in for you. This is a very deep, committed person that really takes their time and builds strong, lasting relationships, okay? So try to be patient with people that you meet, because you almost have a sense of urgency here to develop this committed bond with someone, and the person that is coming in for you that I sense is going to be on the way for you is very much a meticulously kind of cautious person, but they are very sincere, okay? And they won't be someone who's going to come in and out of your life, all right? Let's get another card on that one, please. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles reversed. You have to understand this person, you know, you may be impatient. You may not want to wait for your fruit to ripen, you know what I mean, to pick it. but this guy has to wait. Like, he's just sitting there watching his pentacles that he's planted, the seeds that he planted a long time ago, waiting for them to be perfectly ripe before he harvests them, right? But in the reverse, we see that as being kind of impatient, not wanting to wait for that. So I think patience here is going to be key as well. Now, the person that you're meeting, this just came in, I think that you may actually be meeting through school, okay? So this may be the catalyst that kind of puts you into a different mindset. You know, you're going to be meeting a lot of different people, but I feel like somebody you're meeting in one of your classes, and I believe it would be this semester. It really feels like it here with the Magician, things working behind the scenes for you, okay? That's going to end up being a very, very dear friend to you, someone that you will have with you always, you know, that you can depend on always, and they'll be able to depend on you as well, because it'll be that kind of bond, okay? So let's pull a Wisdom of the Night, Wisdom of the House of Night, excuse me, oracle card for you. Do you see for Jonathan, please? What does Jonathan need to know? Okay, one popped out. Well, two popped out, actually. And I think that they are perfect for your situation. I'm actually going to read the book definition for you, just so you can get a really clear picture. So we have movement, as I was just saying, and the moon, okay? So let's read movement first, okay? Let me just set these here. Sorry, kitty. Oh, you're going to mess up the cards. Sorry, Jonathan. Tucker wants to say hi. It's okay. All right, so movement, 29. If you have been waiting for something, you will soon have clarity. You will get answers you thought would never come, and you will move closer to things that you thought were out of reach before. Perhaps this card predicts a trip that you've always wanted to take. What did I just say? About the travel. The symbol for movement can indicate both a change of scene and a real shift in the direction of your life. No matter what this symbol holds for your question, know that wonderful change is now possible. This is the time to make your move. I think this was the entire definition of the reading. You know, it's exactly what we just talked about. Now is the time, you know, post haste. You know, honestly, you've got everything you need. This guide keeps popping up. This one keeps popping up, you know. You've got the things that you need to manifest. The change is now. It's coming. It's up to you. It is up to you to make this change, you know. I'm sorry, my kitty is sitting on your spread. I really am. She's a little bit senile. She's 15, going on 16, and, you know, she doesn't quite get that she shouldn't be sitting on mommy's cards. All right, so the last card you have is the moon, which is the very last card in this deck. Back to business. When you choose the symbol of the moon as your guide, you know that it is necessary to look beyond the obvious to know the truth of things. Sometimes people will say one thing and you have a weird feeling that they mean something else altogether. You have this power. You're being asked to use it now. Choose another card for a deeper look at what's really going on behind the scenes. Let's do it then. So maybe there's something you're suspect of and you just don't know, or you feel like you're suspicious of something that somebody's telling you. What could it be? What is it? Forbidden, number 18. Not all doorways are meant to be opened. Not all relationships are good for you. Not all love is expressed, and not all desires are realized. Right now I am saying no to you. The symbol for forbidden also reminds you that, although you may feel pain when someone rejects you, this is one of my many ways of protecting you. I may whisper in someone's ear to stay away. It is for the best, even if you don't believe it right now. This is a symbol to move on and choose another path. Woo! So, again, I think what you need to come to terms with sometimes, Jonathan, is sometimes rejection is protection, right? If there's somebody that you want desperately to be with or be around, and they are reluctant or hesitant or not receptive to that energy, it is for your good, your own good, okay? And again, I think it's because, you seem awfully chained. That's come up a couple times here, to something that's not necessarily serving you. But the real key here is that perhaps breaking those chains, and it's difficult, you have movement here, so movement forward from that, but breaking those chains is going to be the best thing for you, because then it opens up the door for other organic, grounded relationships to begin. Okay? All right, Jonathan, I sincerely hope this reading was helpful. All the best to you, dear. If you need anything else going forward, obviously, please let me know. Thank you again so much for booking. Lots of love and light to you. I'll be sending lots of positive vibes your way, and please take good care of yourself, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you soon. Bye.